What's up, YouTube? Today we have one final honors court case for you. Today, our case summary was actually read in the court, so I don't have to do any of that. This is McGonigal v. Linville.
All rise for the reading of this court summary.
Nick Linville, a self-proclaimed animal behavior specialist, was arrested after leading a group of trained squirrels in what witnesses described as a synchronized nut heist at the McGonigal Farmers Market. According to the reports, whistled commands from a park bench while over a dozen squirrels swarmed the vendor's stalls, stealing almonds, walnuts, and one unattended muffin. Chaos ensued, with one vendor slipping on acorns and another chasing a squirrel that had left with her AirPods. Linville claimed the squirrels acted entirely of their own free will and were simply exercising their right to forage.
Lawyer Walker for the plaintiff, you may present your opening statement.
On the afternoon of Sunday, May 15th, 2025, Kierley McGonigal was hosting her annual farmer's market in the grass of her family's farm. Her yearly special included a nut exhibit. The nuts included acorns, almonds, cashews, and any other tree nut you could think of. However, her successful yield of nuts was ruined by a nut heist. A swarm of squirrels, assumed to be about 50 strong, attacked her market and stole her nuts, a muffin from her baked goods shop, and a customer's AirPods. This incident left her with a loss of consumables, customers, and possible profits. McGonigal possesses security footage that places the blame squarely in the hands of Nick Linville. Her basic quality cameras show Linville resting on a bench inside her market, although her camera did not have audio recording. They do show Linville making a whistling sound. She believes this whistle was Linville's way of commanding his squirrel army to attack her nut stand. She is here to place him in jail for shoplifting, property damage, and animal cruelty charges. McGonigal's witnesses include Vanessa K. L. Thompson. Vanessa is the victim of the stolen AirPods. She chased after the squirrel carrying her AirPods and stopped when the squirrel disappeared up the tree behind the bench Linville had been sitting on. Thompson slipped on a pile of dropped acorns while shopping. She believes that to have seen Linville leaving the scene just as the squirrels were running away from the market.
Thank you. Evelyn, you may present your opening statement for the defendant.
Nick Linville was enjoying his afternoon at McGonigal's Farmers Market on Sunday, May 15th, 2025, when his relaxation was interrupted by the sounds of terror. Linville looked up from his newspaper to see a storm of squirrels attacking the McGonigal's market, specifically their prized nut stand. He claims to have seen the events, but has taken no part in them. He has never interacted with the squirrels, regardless of being an animal specialist. He pleads not guilty in this trial. Linville possesses no witnesses at this time.
You may all be seated. Okay, and now this can be normal, okay? Lawyer for the plaintiff, you may present your argument. That's you.
Judge, and may it please. That whistle you did was the squirrel whistle of 1920. The squirrel army was at its peak, and you're bringing it back. The security footage showed you whistling and sitting on a park bench. Do you have any evidence saying that you did not whistle at the squirrel?
Yes, I did.
Let your lawyer!
Yes, we do. I'll present it when I'm arguing.
Yeah.
Nuts were stolen from McGonigal's market.
Oh, I'm gonna lose!
Make us a better lawyer than you had before.
I'm bad.
He did it! The Nut Army! He did it! Nuts were stolen. He was on a bench. He was whistling. There was security footage, and he is a specialist. Not an animal behavior specialist, an animal cruelty specialist. I read
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Lawyer for the defendant, you may present your argument.
So the camera quality had no sound. Well, not camera quality. The camera footage had no sound, so how can you know that he was whistling? He could have just been like,
huffing
you know? No, just breathing. Like, sometimes I breathe through my mouth because my nose is clogged, you know? He could have a cold, allergies, so many reasons. Evidence number one, he can't whistle. And how he trains is with, you know, like dog whistles? Like those, okay? That's what he uses to train. So he couldn't have been training them. He's never talked, like, train these squirrels. They're
Wait,
just
what are you
random-
talking about the dog whistle for? That's
He
not
trains
me.
dogs, and he owns dogs.
Gotcha.
That's how he trains them. So, like, how is he training squirrels if he can't whistle? Okay, pretty much that's all I had to say.
Will the lawyer for the plaintiff present the rebuttal?
She presented that Nick trains dogs. We think that maybe these squirrels are just squirrels that he has named dogs. I believe that these so-called dogs are really squirrels dressed up as tiny little dogs.
How do you suppose if he can't whistle, he called to his army?
He clicked like this. I feel that the dogs are food motivated, and that's why they had to steal nuts from McGonagall's farm, is because he ran out of nuts and he was stealing them so that he could build his dog army without a whistle.
Lawyer for the defendant, you may present your rebuttal. Oh,
He said that he's a specialist. I wouldn't call him that. He's not the best at what he does, but he can train dogs. Kind of. Squirrels are wild animals, okay? So they're just gonna act like they do. Like, have you ever watched the movie The Nut Job?
Objection, anything can be trained.
Objection.
I trained my
Clearly
dog.
not.
Objection, I'm not claiming to be trained.
Squirrels are wild animals, so really, how could Nick have, like, trained them? Like, they're wild.
all right, witness number one. Vanessa, you may present.
Those were $500 AirPods. I'm just saying, I saw the squirrel run away with them and hide behind Nick.
I thought it was the bench or the tree that he was sitting on, not Nick.
Witness number two, present.
So, don't got much to say. Nuts on ground, I fall. This man, had squirrels. He's fraternizing with the squirrels. Can't do that.
And she obviously has
That's
brain
not what I
damage
saw
from
on
that
here.
Special.
But it says here that you believe to have seen him.
McGonagall, come here for questioning, for interrogation. Lawyer for the defendant, you may question her.
Why do you believe it was him?
Because he was on that bench and he made that ooh face and all the squirrels, as soon as he did that, all the squirrels went, and then as soon as he left, all the squirrels went too.
Okay, so it could have been some other random person. Did you even look at other people?
I
or
did.
you just were like, oh, I'm gonna choose that one?
No, I watched, I looked, I studied that.
Yeah, but
footage.
according to you, you have basic camera footage, so I wouldn't trust that. You can go ahead and have
Linville, you may come up. Lawyer for the plaintiff, you may question.
Do you have a possible alibi for this day? Chad, he was obviously there.
I was obviously not there.
Huh?
I was
But you were on the bench.
I can't sit on bench because I have a big hemorrhoid.
Objection on, I don't know.
Objection, you were deaf on the bench. Nuts in hand on the bench.
So he was holding nuts.
He bought the nuts to eat them.
You sure? Do you
Objection,
have,
Never.
do you have proof that he bought the
He
nuts?
did not buy nuts from me.
Mr. Linville, do I need to escort Heidi out of this room?
Closing statements. May the lawyer for the plaintiff present yours.
McGonagall and her farm are victims of Mr. Linville's squirrel army. He deserves to be put in jail for ruining her market and destroying her chances at showcasing her prize nut exhibit. Her market was left trashed, her customers traumatized and injured, and the animals tortured. Linville claims he did not call his squirrels to action and he never ever communicated with the squirrels. But how else would a party of over 50 squirrels unanimously decide
Unanimously.
Shut up. I'm reading fast. Destroy an innocent woman's market. Linville should be punished for the damages to McGonagall's market, profits, customers, and egos, and he should be thrown in jail for the imprisonment and forced labor of the poor animals. Rerest.
You may present your closing statement.
Mr. Linville is not at fault for the nut heist at McGonagall's farm. He does not deny that the damage her farm has faced is an utter tragedy, but he does not claim any responsibility. He would be happy to help them restore their... But he should not be seen with any fines or jail time. He also does not claim any responsibility for the squirrels' actions. He is unable to speak to squirrels at this time, so he could not have communicated with them. He was merely a bystander to the events at McGonagall Farm. Linville should not be held liable for the damages to McGonagall, her farm, and her customers. He also should not be held responsible for the control of the squirrels. We rest our case.
Bruh.
Guilty.
I have decided by me, my jury, and my bailiff. Nick Linville is guilty. You found guilty, and you will be sentenced to 10 years in jail for shoplifting. You will be charged to 5 years in jail for animal cruelty, and you will be fined for any damages to Miss McGonagall's property and profits.
What about my $500 AirPods?
Well, you can get another pair of AirPods, and he'll pay you.
What about my hospital bills?
He'll
I
pay
have
you.
a concussion.
He'll pay you. Thank you, Smith.
Thanks for watching, and as always, like and subscribe for your chance to win 5 Tesla Cybertrucks, and turn on notifications so you know when we post new epic content.